a new order for troops on the southern border. I'm Nicole Killian with the steps the administration is taking to crack down on migrants trying to enter the U.S.
Plus, an E. coli outbreak in the middle of one of the busiest times of the year. Health stores and even restaurants are being affected. And new charges against the man who is accused of hitting and killing a 9-year-old after getting off the school bus last month. The news at 5 starts right now.
WCBI News at 5 starts now.
Charges have been upgraded against the man accused of hitting a Prentiss County child as he boarded a school bus on Halloween. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Scott Martin. 22-year-old Hunter Newman of Marietta is now charged with manslaughter by culpable negligence. The Mississippi Highway Patrol says 9-year-old Dalen Thomas was killed as he crossed Highway 370 by his home. Now, the original aggravated assault charge against Newman was dropped when this new charge was filed. A preliminary hearing in the case is set for November 29th. Defense attorney Tony Faris says that will be the chance to show other factors played in the role in the accident. The search continues tonight for the man who escaped the Noxubee County Community Work Center. 20-year-old Daryl Jamal Harper jumped the fence at the facility yesterday afternoon. Now, Harper is about 5'10" tall and weighs about 175 pounds. He was last seen wearing green striped pants, a white shirt, and MDOC jacket. Harper was in jail serving time for 2 burglary convictions and was set to be released in just a few weeks. The search for Harper resumed this morning. Troopers or investigators believe he could be traveling in a yellow Mustang with a Benton County tag. Macon Police Chief Divine Beck says that Harper was cleaning the building, then went outside for more supplies, and that's when he made a dash for freedom. Now, this is the second time in less than a month an inmate has escaped from the MDOC-run facility. He is considered to be dangerous. If you see him, call 911. A Mississippi soldier is arrested in Colorado accused of shooting and killing another soldier. 20-year-old Isaiah Towns of Batesville, Mississippi, was being held on suspicion of second-degree murder. KRDO-TV in Colorado Springs reports that Towns told police he found his wife and Shakir Cook Troynell in a bedroom. Towns told officers he and his wife then struggled, and Towns' pistol discharged, striking Cook Troynell. Towns' mother did not want to show her face, but she did say she can't believe this happened.
I know it was an accident. I know it was. I know it was because he wouldn't hurt nobody.
Cook, Troynell, and Towns were assigned to Fort Carson there in Colorado Springs. Governor Phil Bryant wants to appeal a judge's recent decision aiming to strike down an abortion law. U.S. District Judge Carlton Reeves ruled the law banning most abortions after 15 weeks unconstitutional, stating it violates the constitutional rights of women. The law passed in this year's legislative term, and it's considered to be one of the most restrictive in the U.S. Governor spokesman Knox Graham says that the governor fully supports the defense of the law moving forward. However, Governor Bryant isn't named a defendant, and an appeal will have to be decided by Attorney General Jim Hood and others. Well, more than 25,000 absentee ballots have been requested for the November 27th U.S. Senate runoff. The statewide numbers are a sign of high interest in the race. More than 100 have been requested in Monroe County. There are also some judgeship races on the ballot next Tuesday. In Lowndes County, more than 500 have been requested, with more than half of those absentee ballots turned into the circuit clerk's office. The Secretary of State's office says that a number of absentee ballots in this runoff already outnumber the 2014 general election between Thad Cochran and Chris McDaniel. If you like Caesar salad, you're out of luck this Thanksgiving. It's being pulled off the shelves after a recall made yesterday. Our Riley Livingston joins us live in the studio with more on this recall. Riley.
Scott, this is the second time this year the FDA has recalled all romaine lettuce due to E. coli. Grocery stores throughout the state have emptied their shelves of the contaminated lettuce and have sanitized where it once was stored. And it's not just grocery stores affected by this contamination. Restaurants have had to toss out their supply and make changes to their menus during one of the busiest times of the year. Some have even stopped serving romaine lettuce altogether after multiple years of issues.
So we don't use it because of the issues that have happened in the past. Like last year they had a recall, and I came from the grocery business knowing that romaine usually has issues So we don't use romaine lettuce.
Stores are encouraging customers to either bring any purchased romaine lettuce back to the store or just go ahead and throw it out. Scott?
All right, thanks very much, Riley. Well, the Trump administration is taking drastic measures to deal with the caravan of migrants heading towards the U.S. border with Mexico. Nicole Killian has more from the White House.
White House Chief of Staff John Kelly has issued a memo authorizing the use of lethal force if necessary for thousands of active duty troops stationed at the U.S. border. President Trump wants to deter the caravan of Central American migrants from entering the U.S.
You look at what's marching up, that's an invasion. That's an invasion.
The Trump administration says it's concerned about acts of violence at the U.S. checkpoint near Tijuana, Mexico. Hundreds of asylum seekers are camping out there now, hoping to be let in. Earlier this month, the president suggested troops use lethal force if migrants throw rocks.
We will consider that a firearm, because there's not much difference. When you get hit in the face with a rock, consider it a rifle.
Defense Secretary James Mattis says there have been no calls for lethal force from the Department of Homeland Security. He insists troops won't be armed and are there to back up Customs and border agents. Near the border in San Diego, troops put up razor wire to fortify the fence.
We're taking precautions. We always prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Officials say the mission is planned through mid-December, costing taxpayers $72 million. But the price tag is expected to rise. Nicole Killian, CBS News, the White House.
On this Thanksgiving Eve, time to toss things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson with a first look at our forecast. Hey there, Keith.
Love and life right now in the Weather Department. No issues whatsoever for Thanksgiving travel around here or for the actual forecast for tomorrow. Look at that sunset right now in downtown Columbus, a live view from WCBI. And temperatures are now in the 50s and 40s around here, still holding the 50 in Starkville, but other locations now dipping into the upper 40s. Checking out temperatures across our region. There we are. We will continue to cool later on. Just some wispy high cirrus clouds coming on in. The rain down here in Texas. It looks like it's coming our way, but it will not get here. So we will have a mainly clear night tonight. 40s now and then some 30s. Lows tonight down into the low to mid 30s. Tomorrow, your Thanksgiving, a quick tease. Picture perfect 61. The full forecast for the rest of the holiday weekend coming up.
Well, I hope this doesn't damper your fall spirit, but a fall staple here in Lowndes County is closing after 2 decades. It's the last harvest season for country pumpkins in Caledonia. Now, the announcement was made yesterday on their Facebook page. It started out 19 years ago as a roadside stand, and after 9 years of that, the patch started to keep up with the needs of thousands of visitors. More money, work, and energy was invested each harvest. The owners say it's just time for a new chapter in life.
Dwight just turned 71 and I'm 70, and so we need to turn the page. We need to begin a new chapter in our lives. We need to do less and not more, and that's a sad part of our lives. Everybody comes to that point in their lives when they have to rethink and step back and say it's time.
Definitely enjoyed my time out there this year. She says that she and her husband are going to miss it all so much. The couple never did charge admission throughout the years that they were open. They are also selling equipment from Country Pumpkins. Now, if you'd like to thank them for their years bringing joy to our area in the fall, just head over to our Facebook page to get in touch with them. Well, tomorrow is the big day, and the Salvation Army is teaming up with other organizations to make sure that everyone gets stuffed on Thanksgiving Day. Since Monday, volunteers have prepared food that will be put together and delivered to area nursing homes tomorrow. Over 49 pans of dressing and 43 pans of turkey have been made. One volunteer says this annual meal delivery is something near and dear to her heart.
I'm very thankful. I thank God that I was able to do this for the elders and the disabled people, along with my co-workers.
Now, this is all taking place at Stokes Beard Elementary. Now, they'll also be open tomorrow for families and friends who want to come sit down and eat the food there in the cafeteria.